Okay, we're gonna go live. Hello. Welcome. Otto and I are just getting set up for this nice restorative class we're gonna do in a few moments. Are you sitting nice and still? Are you enjoying this yoga at home? Yeah? Why are you being nervous? Because why?
It's like 4,000 people.
Oh, I don't think it's 4,000 people, more like 4 people at this point.
No, when it's gonna be popular.
Oh, okay. Do you want to show the musical instrument you have tonight? Do you want to show that real quick?
I think we already see it.
Do you want to play it once just to hear it? Very nice. So we'll get started in a couple of minutes, about 4 minutes actually. We're just getting the live stream ready so people can join. Tonight's class is going to be restorative-ish. I say restorative-ish because it's not a true strict definition of restorative, and it's not a true strict definition of yin, but it's close and it's inspired by that.
It's a lot of laying down poses.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of restful poses. Most of them are laying down, very few of them up high. Have you done a yin class before?
No.
No? Are you excited for your first yin class? Maybe? All right. So this is Otto. I'm Dylan. This is Trixie, who will find her way into most of our videos, I think. I'm not sure how impressed she is with me being on the earth. She thinks we're going to play. We don't, what if we mean to her?
That's to get her away.
Yeah, but not with a fist, okay?
Yeah.
No. So we'll do a sequence for about an hour. If you want to find a good yoga playlist, you can check the Spotify links that I've shared. I can't play them directly in the video because of trademark issues, but I'm going to play one that's labeled as Dylan Restorative Yoga 1, I think. Yeah, that one's pretty good. We'll do that tonight. And just go ahead and enjoy, get yourself comfortable, maybe get a blanket if you need it, or some blocks or pillows.
I need a blanket.
Go find a blanket, Otto, if you want one. Oh my gosh, he was so fast. Where did he go? I'll be right back. Is mommy connected to our video, or is that someone else? I don't know. Whoa. Just off to the side in case you get cold near the end, if you make it that long in this yoga sequence. Okay. We don't need that right now, okay? This is yoga at home. It's a little different than yoga in a studio.
Yeah.
But we're doing the best we can with this coronavirus stuff. All right, how are we doing on time? We're going to start in 1 minute. Let's go ahead and get blocks, get your mat set up, maybe get your Spotify playlist on. You could grab any of the blocks if you'd like. Okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. And we're going to start on our backs in Shavasana. So just go ahead and lay down. Get nice and comfortable. Palms face up. Relax every part of your body. Heels in, toes out. Relax the back of your neck so it's straight. And just focus on your breath. Inhaling and exhaling primarily through your nose. Tonight's focus, as is the focus for all my classes this week, is just going to be on balance. I mean, you can focus on whatever intention you might like, but for me, just finding balance in these times where there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of chaos and a lot of binge shopping and other funny stuff going on. We have plenty of toilet paper here, so we're not worried about that. Just go ahead and settle in, relax, and focus on your breath. We'll lay here for a few moments and just settle in before we begin the rest of our practice. Try to lay still and just continue to relax. Let's go ahead and bring our arms overhead. Take a nice long stretch. Curl your toes back slightly. Get a nice stretch on the back of your legs. And then bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a hug. And start to gently rock side to side. Maybe rotate in one direction in a small circle and then maybe in the other direction. Yeah, a lot of yoga classes have similar things, but this one's going to be quite different from this morning's class. Yeah. Now, what I'd like you to do is lift your arms and lift your legs. And then what I want you to do is bring one hand in front of the other and the opposite leg in front of the other. And then the opposite. And this challenges our core, our mind, our nervous system. One way to think of it is from one side, that hand and leg are going to come in the middle of the opposite leg and opposite arm. Just do this nice and slow. If you ever need a break or anything's too difficult, just take a moment and then rejoin us. Everything in yoga is for you. Everything I do is a suggestion, not a command. Just be inspired to take the right action at the right time. This is a restorative class that's meant to just help you restore and rejuvenate. It's not meant to be as challenging as a vinyasa flow class. Let's go ahead and release and bring your knees back to your chest. Give yourself another nice hug. Rotate side to side. Nice and slow, Otto. Okay. And then go ahead and bring one arm up overhead. You may take a break if you'd like. Roll to your side. And rise back up through center. And let's come to a seated posture. We're going to do a quick breathing exercise for balance. It's an alternating nostril breathing technique. So we're going to start by looking at your thumb and pointer finger. And what you're going to do is breathe through one nostril, inhale, and exhale through the other, and continue that for a while. And then we'll switch which nostrils, the inhale and the exhale. So we'll start by inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left. Inhale through the right, exhale through the left. And just continue this back and forth, nice and slow, nice, slow, long, drawn out breaths. And just continue this alternating nostril breathing at your own pace. And I'm just going to explain a little bit about it. Alternating nostril breathing is meant to balance you out. And then go ahead and switch directions. So if you were inhaling through the right, now inhale through the left. And exhale through the right. And continue with your own breath. If you're ever looking to wake yourself up, you can just inhale and exhale primarily through your right nostril. If you're ever looking to calm yourself down and fall asleep, you can just continue to inhale and exhale only through your left nostril. So the way I remember it is the side with your heart is the side for rest, and the side opposite your heart is the side to help you rise up and activate. Go ahead and pause that breath now. Let's just return to nice normal breathing. Let's inhale our arms up overhead and start to open up the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale up. And exhale, release. And one more time, inhale up. And exhale, release. And now, let's go ahead and inhale up. And take a twist to your right. Inhale up. And take a gentle twist to your left. Inhale up. Take a gentle twist to your right. Inhale up, a gentle twist to your left, and continue this with your own breath. With each twist, maybe your breath's a little slower, maybe you twist a little deeper. Otto, I thought you were going to do the yoga with us. Take one more time on each side. Return to neutral. And take a very gentle seated cat-cow. Hands on your shins. Inhale, glide forward. And exhale, curve the spine. and look down. Inhale, glide your lower back, upper back and chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, round your spine. Continue with your own breath. In any cat-cow sequence, your head is more coming along for the ride. Your spine and muscles around your spine are doing the work. Just move with ease, nice and slow. And return to neutral. Now inhale, bring your hands together, interlace your fingers and point them out. Now bring your arms up and release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Continue with your own breath. My son just said to please subscribe. It's funny. Inhale up. And exhale, release. Continue with your own breath. Move nice and slow. One more time. Return to neutral. Now, we will do my favorite side of the neck stretch, which is known as a teeter-totter. So you bring your hands together, one facing you, one facing me, and get a nice firm grip on your hands. Inhale, one side up, other side down. Exhale, release. Inhale, other side up. Exhale, release. And you're just moving your arms. You're not leaning or doing anything like that, but just moving your arms. And the firmer the grip, the more you'll feel some tension all the way through here and into the side of your neck. And just continue to move with your own breath at your own pace. And you'll get a nice, gentle stretch in your neck. One more time on each side. And release. And go ahead and just slowly shrug your shoulders up and down. And then the reverse direction, forward and down. Inhale, start to look down at your right shoulder. And slowly rotate through center, off to the left. And if that feels good, take a nice full revolution. And continue to rotate, pausing anywhere that feels uncomfortable and breathing into that discomfort. Generally, the slower you go on the neck rotation, the more you'll get out of it. And at some point, pause in center and switch directions. Return to neutral. Now we're going to come onto our hands and knees and do just a very gentle cat-cow sequence just to get a little more warmed up. And then we'll start to do more yin-style postures and poses. So inhale, lower your belly, lower your chest, and look forward for a cow. Exhale, curve your spine, round your back, look down for a cat. Continue with your own breath, inhaling for a cow and exhaling for a cat. A couple more times with your own breath. We could add a little bit of balance to this. We're not going to do as much of a balance as I would do in my normal classes, but our vinyasa flow classes, inhale your right leg back, toes pointed down, and maybe your left arm forward, left hand forward and balance. Let's just hold it for a while and make sure your hands, I'll go back through that in a second. Let's go and release to center. Anytime you're in yoga, your hands should be planted firmly to the earth, shoulder width apart, fingers spread wide, and try and create as little space between your hands and the earth as possible. Your pointer or middle finger face forward, your outer two fingers engaged along with your knuckles and finger mounds, and your elbows remain slightly bent, and this takes pressure off your wrists. No, like straight. Your elbow is bent, not your fingers. Your elbow's just slightly bent. So it's not like completely locked, it's just slightly bent.
Isn't it like this?
No, but that's okay. Okay. Now, inhale your right leg, your left leg behind you, parallel to the earth. Okay. And then you have the option to bring your right arm forward and just balance here. And go ahead and release. And then just going to straighten that right leg and just rock and activate that Achilles and your heel a little bit. Return to center. And then same thing with the left side. Just rock onto that Achilles tendon and just move it around, warm it up a little bit. Sorry, he's a little hyper tonight. All right, let's return to neutral. We're gonna come into a down dog, so curl your toes, straighten your legs, form a nice upside down V shape, and start to walk your dog by straightening one leg and bending the other. Nice and slow and gentle and deliberate. Otto, slow please. Yeah, we're walking, we're not running here. Otto's inventing new yoga poses for us. The running dog. And then just settle in and hold this nice and still. And we're going to inhale, slowly walk our hands back to our feet. And we're going to exhale and just fold forward and let our head hang heavy. Maybe grab one elbow with the opposite hand and vice versa. Let our hamstrings straighten, our head hang heavy, and just surrender to the earth and relax. With each exhale, maybe your head hangs a little bit heavier towards the earth. You might sway gently side to side, simply through straightening one leg and swaying slightly as you straighten each leg a little bit more. You can exhale, fold forward, hands to your shins, feet, or the earth. And inhale, slowly rise up, really slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. And just rise up. Not right now, though. We're going to stand in mountain for a moment. So really focus on engaging your quads, straightening your hands, shoulders back, chest forward, neck relaxed. And just have a nice, really nice, powerful mountain pose. And just look forward, maybe smile. And you might engage your triceps a bit, engage your quads, your hamstrings. Just a nice, strong pose here. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead and exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, rise up through center. And exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, fold, swan dive. And come back to our hands and our knees. And we're going to come onto our forearms for Sphinx pose. The closer your elbows are to your body, the easier Sphinx is. Please stop, Otto. I'm so sorry. He's very hyper tonight. So if you find this a little intense in your low back, you can bring your elbows further out. If you want a little bit more, you can bring them closer together, or maybe even lift your rib cage off the earth. You're welcome to stay here in Sphinx or straighten your arms into seal. But again, just a nice dull, achy stretch in your low back, nothing too intense. Hopefully you're finding Otto as comedic as I am tonight. And exhale, go ahead and release. Plant your hands like a T shape and just surrender your forehead to your hands for a moment. And heels out, toes in, and just relax. Inhale, plant your hands. We're going to keep your left hand planted. Bring your right arm forward and just slowly lift it up. And then maybe bring your left foot pointed and bring it slightly up. And maybe you lift them a little bit more. And release. Switch sides. Left arm forward, right leg forward. And lift them slightly. Please stop that, Otto. I think I'm good. And release. And go ahead and plant your hands on your palms again. And relax for a moment. And bring your hands beside you. And bend your knees. You have the option to come up into bow pose. The closer your knees are together, the more challenging it is. If you want an easier stretch, just bring your knees out nice and wide. If you want a more challenging stretch, bring them close together. You're going to gently bring one hand outside one ankle, and then rock to the other side and grab your opposite ankle. And rest your head forward for a moment on your inhale. Then we exhale, you're going to gently kick up. Inhale, slowly roll back down. And exhale, kick up and try and rise onto your solar plexus. With each inhale, release a little bit. And each exhale, kick a little more. And then bring both arms and legs out like a star shape. And relax to the earth, plant your hands. And surrender. Inhale, rise back up to hands and knees. Rise all the way up. And then bring your right leg out to the side. Inhale your arms up. And exhale, fold forward. You can either stay here or you could sit back on your left leg. And just relax. Inhale, come back up. And then walk off towards your foot. Lift your toes and just lean towards that side. And then rise back up to center. Bring your arms up. And we're going to do sort of a circular motion where you bring your right arm down first, and then your left arm comes through, and then your opposite arm rises up. And just kind of create this nice circular motion. Inhaling and exhaling. And then rise up. And then lean off to your left side. Do a modified side plank. And then return to center. Clench your hands and knees. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your chest for a cow, and exhale, bend into a cat, return to neutral, and bring your left leg off to the side, rise up, and fold forward, and either stay up here or fold back onto your knee towards your foot and hip, all together. And just relax. Continue to breathe. Inhale, slowly rise up. Lift the toes. And then exhale, fold off to the side. Nice and gentle. Sort of a different way of doing a half split. Inhale, slowly walk yourself back to center. And now let's bring our arms up and over and just take some nice gentle rotations. Build some heat. I learned something like this from Marissa, who's another EOS instructor who has a really nice restorative yoga class that I enjoy. And then go ahead and bring your arms up and then plant your right hand, lift your left leg into a modified side angle or side plank. And exhale, release. Come back through hands and knees. Okay. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Return to neutral. And then we're going to come and sit on our bottoms. You might want to grab a block, or if you have a bolster or pillow or something like that, that might be nice. I'm just going to use a block because that's what I have. And maybe I'll sit on another block. So what we're going to do is just do a forward fold, but very gentle. So you're going to inhale your arms up overhead, and then exhale, just fold, and fold to a point where maybe your forehead can rest without really bending your back very much. And as you sit here, maybe you find that you're ready to surrender a little bit more. Maybe your blocks fall on your face. And maybe you're ready to remove the blocks and fold a little deeper. No, I'm not assuming anyone has straps tonight, so we're not going to do anything that requires straps. But if you can get a strap for a future class, that might be helpful. Inhale, rise back up. We're going to come onto our knees. There's the option to do hero pose or half hero pose. For hero pose, you sit on your heels, your feet are a little bit outside, and you can just stay right here in rock pose. Or you can start to come onto your hands and gently start to work your way back. You can stay right here, or you could start to come onto your elbows, or you might rest your back all the way on the earth. I'm not going to demonstrate that tonight. I can barely do it sometimes, and today it's just not quite feeling right for me. But I'll come down pretty close to my elbows and call it a good stretch. If this is too much for you, you can do one leg forward and do a half hero pose. And that looks something like this. Now, I actually find this to be more difficult than Full Hero, so that's why I don't usually demonstrate it, but some people find this to be much easier to achieve. Be inspired to do what's right for you. If you're doing half hero, feel free to switch at any time. Bring both legs forward and switch to the other side. And just surrender. Maybe one side feels better than the other and you surrender further down. Always remember to breathe. Breath is the foundation of all yoga practices. When you're ready, come back up to hands and knees. And then we're going to do a humble warrior half split pigeon sequence that I do in almost all my classes, even the non-restorative ones. So you're going to go ahead and inhale. Your right leg in the air behind you, toes pointed down. Exhale, glide it forward. Foot outside your hands and start tall. And we're going to sit here for about 30 seconds before we move elsewhere. Check your alignment. Is your knee over your ankle? Hands planted. Back leg straight with your knee bent. Now you're welcome to stay right here or bring your forearms towards the earth or onto a block and do a deeper lizard or deeper humble warrior. And then you're welcome to stay right there, or you're welcome to explore the bird of paradise variation by bringing your right hand under your right foot and either heel toeing or sliding your foot out to the side and surrendering to the earth. And your left cheek is on the earth. And just continue to breathe and relax. We're going to hold some of these poses for quite a while, so I haven't fallen asleep. We're just taking our time, really feeling the stretch. Inhale, slowly rise up. If you're in bird of paradise, you can just swing your back leg around and come to your hands and knees. And then bring that right leg forward again. And now we're going to straighten it for half splits. Or I invite you to slide that front leg forward into a fuller split. This might be a great place for a block under your hamstring. And just settle and surrender. Maybe lean over your knee a little bit, maybe not. Just do what's right for you. Feel inspired to push it to your limits, but not to the point of pain. Continue your breath and just surrender more. They often say a yoga pose begins right at the point you want to leave it. So one of the nice things about a restorative class is it allows you to spend more time in poses and really feel a much deeper stretch than in a traditional vinyasa flow class. Go ahead and start to return to half splits. If you have bad knees, come onto your back and take a figure four, or your right knee into your right chest. Otherwise, heel toe your foot out to the left side of your mat. And start up high and pigeon. Maybe you want to place a block under your hip here, but your hips are off the earth on that side. And start up tall. If this feels good, then maybe you surrender to the earth. Maybe first onto your forearms. Your shin should be as parallel to the front of the mat as you can handle. Knee outside your hips. And then maybe you surrender all the way down to the earth. And just hold it for a while. We're going to be here quite a while. So if this is a bit much, you're always welcome to come back up to your forearms and not go as intense. Just do what feels good for you. Continue your breath. Inhale, slowly rise up. Come back up to your hands and knees. Bring your right leg back and just shake it out and take some nice hip circles. And plant your hands and feet. Left leg behind you, parallel to the earth. And glide it forward. Start in high humble warrior. We're going to hold it here for a little bit before we settle down. And now you're welcome to bring your forearms to the earth or to a block and just surrender a little bit more. You're welcome to stay here or surrender into bird of paradise by bringing that left leg out to the side and the right cheek to the earth. And just breathe. I love this posture because it reminds me of how much of yoga is about getting out of the way of your muscles, unlearning bad habits you might have learned, and allowing your body to do what it should know how to do, which is a lot of what stretching is about. It's about letting your breath and nervous system do the work rather than forcing yourself into a position. It also looks pretty cool, but that's not really why I do it. I actually like it also because it's actually a bit easier than the previous two things we were just doing. And so it's nice. It teaches you to surrender. It's relaxing. And it's different.
Sorry. My son is very excited about the idea of just getting a lot of subscribers, because I told him if we get a lot of subscribers, we will, YouTube would pay us money, and then I would donate that to people in need from the coronavirus stuff. So I'm more excited about just doing this yoga with you. But if a lot of people were to subscribe to this channel and YouTube wanted to play like 5-second ads before it, they would give us money and we would donate that to people who were affected most by this crisis.
Now let's slowly rise back up. You could either swing the leg around or just bring your knee and leg back up to high lizard. And then from here, feel free to straighten your front leg into a half splits or slide it further forward into a fuller splits. And again, maybe you place a block under your hamstring for support. I'm not going particularly deep tonight. I feel like I've done enough half splits this week that I don't really want to push it too much further. You might decide to sit upright, or you might lean forward, whatever feels right for you, but just refrain from leaning back. You can also put blocks under your hands instead of under your hamstring if that feels better. Let's go ahead and slowly rise back up. And then on your back, if you're doing figure 4, for if you have bad knee. So otherwise, come into pigeon. Let's start tall, check your alignment. Is your shin pretty close to parallel as much as you can tolerate? Is your knee outside your hips? Is this hip raised? Is this leg straight back? If this feels good, stay up nice and tall. You can start to walk your way forward onto your forearms, or maybe all the way down. Or you could even bend your elbows and bring your hands behind your head if you feel like it. Your thumbs come into your C7. I've done quite a bit of this the past few days, so I'm just going to stay here a little more gently. And just continue to breathe and relax. And inhale, slowly rise back up. Plant your hands, come to all fours, and then shake that left leg out a little bit. Maybe take circles in both directions. Return to hands and knees. And come on down onto your belly, and then just roll over onto your back. We'll start by bringing your knees towards your chest. Just give yourself a bit of a hug. Rock side to side. Then you have the option to bring your feet up And your hands around your feet for happy baby. And just roll side to side. You're welcome to stay in happy baby or bring your feet together for reclined butterfly. That's great, Otto. And go ahead and release yourself to the earth. We're going to do a spinal twist sequence, a nice, slow, drawn out spinal sequence. You might want to scoot over a little bit, Otto. Put your arms out like a T and bend your knees. And first, we're going to rotate a few times, and then we'll do our spinal twist. So actually, let's just go ahead and inhale and exhale. Release your knees almost all the way to the left, but not quite to the earth. Inhale, rise back up. And exhale to the right. And rise back up and keep your shoulders planted if you can. Inhale to the left. Exhale through, inhale through center. And exhale to the right. And this time, let's hold them off to the right. You could place a block under your knees or between them if that helps you relax a little more. And maybe look off gently to your left and keep that left shoulder planted. And just stay here for a little while. Maybe breathe into it a little bit more. You could stay here, or maybe you straighten your top or both feet towards your right hand, just for a few breaths. And then gently inhale back through center. And now let's exhale off to the left side. Same options, keep that right shoulder planted, maybe a block between or under your knees. Maybe look off to the right side. And just surrender and relax. Continue to breathe. Maybe you straighten your legs or straighten just the top leg for the last few breaths. If you feel like it, it's totally an option, not a command. Inhale back through center. Plant your feet wide and just windshield wiper your knees side to side. Both knees to the left, both knees to the right. And breathe. And then straighten your right leg and bend your left knee to your chest. And then straighten your left leg and bring your hands under your hamstring. And then maybe bring your fingers and thumb to your toe. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Maybe your knee stays bent. Maybe it straightens out most of the way. And then maybe bring it off to the left side. But try to keep both of your glutes planted. And then bring that knee back to your chest. And maybe outside your rib cage towards your armpit. And then bring your right knee up And then straighten your left knee. Wrap your fingers around your shin. And then straighten it up maybe. With your hands maybe behind your hamstring. Or maybe you bring your pointer, middle finger, and thumb around your big toe. And again, keep the shoulders and back relaxed. And then maybe you rotate it outside. Maybe you bend that knee, keep both glutes planted if you can. And bend it and slowly return it to center. Bending your knee to your chest and then bringing it outside towards your armpit. And then bring both knees together. Now, I'm going to do legs up the wall. You could either do legs up the wall with a block by lifting your hips like in a bridge, placing a block on lower medium under your sacrum, and lifting your legs straight up. Or you bring your mat to a wall. And then bring your hips right up next to the wall. And just let them float up. Your upper body's in Shavasana and your lower body is relaxed. And tomorrow night's class will do more interesting things with the wall, like handstands and headstands and so on. But for now, just rest in the Shavasana, the legs up the wall. Palms face up, shoulders relaxed, back of your head relaxed, and your legs just up to the sky. Inversions are really powerful ways to restore your body, reverse your blood flow, and just help you in so many ways. We're going to stay here for a few minutes, so don't fall asleep on me yet, but do feel free to relax. Continue with normal breath. You're welcome to stay in this sort of Shavasana towards the very end of the class, or you're welcome to come down to a traditional Shavasana. If you do that, just remember to bring your mat a little bit away from the wall so that you can rest your legs all the way down your mat without touching the wall. Maybe reach your arms up overhead and curl your toes back and then straighten your legs. Maybe bring your shoulders a little bit in, your heels in, your toes out. Breathe into any tension you might be holding and just relax it. Normally I would turn out the lights, but I want you to be able to see the video. Slowly start to bring some life back to your hands and feet. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe gently windshield wiper your ankles and wrists side to side. Take a nice big stretch overhead. Fingers out long, toes curled back to stretch the back of your legs, or pointing your toes to stretch the top of your legs. And then bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself one more hug and rock gently side to side again. And then pick a side and bring that arm up overhead and roll to that side and stay there for a couple breaths. And then slowly walk yourself back up to seated. Maybe bring your block and sit on the edge of it with your hips. Give yourself a little bit of a break. And just pause for a moment, shoulders relaxed. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, release. And maybe a couple more times with your own breath. Inhaling, nice and slow, and exhale. And maybe reflect on how you feel now compared to how you felt just an hour ago. Inhale your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. It's a true blessing to be able to do this, and given the times we're living in right now, it's great to be able to share this with you. Thank you so much. I bow to the light and sound and all of you. Namaste. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll stay on the chat for a couple moments, or feel free to email me any feedback or questions you might have. Otherwise, have a great night, and I will see you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Otto. Oh, right. The final sound. Let's hear it. You want to do it closer to me so I can hear? Thank you.
I'm so slow.
Oh, yeah? All right. I'm going to close the stream. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Goodbye.